We now hit the halfway point of the pre-final stages of this year's 2022 Winter Cup here at Karting Campillos. It is senior Rotax. Now we have our 36 drivers out of 56 that joined us at the beginning of this week to compete. Let's have a look at your starting grid for the senior Rotax pre-final. Following on from the intermediate classification, it was a perfect day in the office for Poland's David Altlechner. He's joined by the runner-up of this event 2 years ago, Sean Butcher from Great Britain. Kai Hunter and Zsombor Kovac are on row 2, then it's an all-British row number 3. Connor Jupp joined by Callum Bradshaw. Kai Hillertz and Daniel Armstrong will start on row 4, with Thomas Fleming and Farin Mega completing the top 10. Row 6, it is Alberto Hurtado Gonzalez and Archie Walker. Janis Diak and Jules Roussel from Germany and France round at row 7, with Elia Papasena from Italy, Germany's Linus Henson, the Netherlands' Jaden Thien, Mario Sidler from Switzerland, Edward Matthews from Great Britain, and Finland's Miska Kaskinen completing the top 20. Then it's Anthony Vilou, Vilgot Edquist, Jere Vaielo Luque, Kieran Kay, Eloy Gonzalez Moreno, Mika Barthelemy, Simon Gaspar, Mario Novak, Sam Bergstein, Devian Rost, Yashram Jankan, Alexander Abkazava, Ricard Zvek Vargas, and then we've got Camille McFarlane, Maurice Schmeiz and Matteo Pianisola. And I've seen that Simon Gaspard might not have gotten through, might not have been able to cross the timing beam. So we up the ante. We go from 10 minutes plus a lap to 14 minutes plus a lap. There are 36 adrenaline-fueled, highly motivated senior Rotax drivers ready to go into battle. 6 of these drivers have already had 11 and a half minutes worth of track time, plus the warm-up this morning. Now we go into the tram lines. It's Altlechner and Butcher on the front row. Revs rise. Are we ready? Senior Rotax underway. And Butcher goes straight on the attack. Heading into the first corner, it's side by side. Nigh on as Altlechner keeps in front. Butcher slots in behind in second. It's 2, 3 abreast at points as they go up the hill for the first time. And it is a train, a big train. Drivers jockeying for position. Up towards the crest of the hill, down the roller coaster ride, through the sweeping right. And Altlechner keeping ahead of Butcher for the moment. And Kai Hunter looks to be up into third place. And now there's been a change. Callum Bradshaw is through as Altlechner and Butcher side by side through the double right. Butcher to the outside. He got a nose ahead of Altlechner, but the Polish driver kept in front. Through into the second from last corner. There is an initial train. I think I count probably at least 11 carts as Altlechner crosses the line to complete lap number 1 and leads the field across it. Bradshaw in the wheel tracks of Butcher, heading through into T1. Up the hill they go through the right at 2. Into the left at 3, which turns nigh on back onto itself as Butcher up the inside of Altlechner. Now takes the lead within the first half of lap 2. And the 359 from KR Sport, the Aussie based out of London, goes down the hill. Altlechner right on the back bumper of the 359. Hard on the brakes. Altlechner looks to nose up the inside, going into the tight left-hander, but Butcher keeps it pinned on the racing line. Bradshaw up the inside of Altlechner, now gets second. Not too far behind. You've got a couple of other drivers there as well. Connor Jupp, Daniel Armstrong, amongst others, along with Kai Hunter in the 395. And there is a change for third position. There's Kai Hunter now ahead of David Altlechner, and there's Connor Jupp in the 335. Not too far behind is Archie Walker. And there goes Callum Bradshaw, sweeping through the inside of turn one to take the lead from Sean Butcher. Archie Walker pretty much had Kai Hilitz on his back bumper, and now Connor Jupp is getting a bit of he's getting a bit of pressure from Archie Walker, the driver from Billericay. As they go over the top of the crest of the hill, down the hill they go. Bradshaw now starting to stretch a lead over Butcher. Down the mid straight here on the infield, through into the left-hand hairpin. And Outlechner is keeping pace with Kai Hunter. Vilgot Edqvist at the moment is the fastest driver out there, the Swede. A 1 minute 3.600 to the decimal point. Thomas Fleming's up to 9th, Jules Roussel up to 13th, Edqvist up to 17th, Miska Kaskinen back up into 20th, Anthony Ballou 23rd, and now here comes a real old scrap. You've got Walker, Fleming and Hilitz. Just behind is Zomber Kovac. And then there's Daniel Armstrong, waiting in the wings and waiting to pounce like a coiled spring. Just over 3.5 minutes into this 14-minute plus an additional lap race. Hunter now defending from Outlechner, and Outlechner up the inside of the 395 from Dan Holland Racing. And now Hunter back on the offensive through the very next right. Neatly done by the pair. Millimetre perfect precision, and now Kai Hunter's just said to David Outlechner, look, let's go. And more switchbacks behind. As Archie Walker's having a real ding-dong battle with Connor Jupp. And Walker goes on the defensive. Connor Jupp's got the, wheels on the grass. And the dust kicks up, and Hilitz nearly gets tangled in. Hilitz went to the outside to avoid all the drama and nearly got caught up all in it. And luckily enough, he had the presence of mind, and now he goes through on Connor Jupp. Hilitz had a fuel leak, I understand, in the third and final heat. Had the pace to go for the victory. And now is able to fight with the very best of them. So everyone looking over their shoulders. Zomber Kovac looking up the inside. That's Thomas Fleming up ahead. Now the Hungarian is through. And that's a change for 8th position. Daniel Armstrong looking up the inside through the last of the double rights onto the back straightaway. Driver from Newcastle upon Tyne. And another change for position a little bit further back, far in Mega. Battling away with one of the drivers, which is Armstrong, thereof. And Hurtado Gonzalez getting stuck in. Jaden Thien, unfortunately, I think has parked it on lap 4 as we're on to lap 5. Jaden Thien, runner-up last year in the grand finals as a junior Rotax driver, made the move to seniors like a lot of drivers. Still another one. Daniel Armstrong was actually a junior driver last year, so was Fahin Mega, so was Kai Hilitz. Raphael Renhofer, who I know has been training at the minute, he is now up into seniors. So the landscape is constantly changing. So 6 minutes down, 8 to go. Plenty more action still to come as the drivers are being very strategic. And where they position their carts. However, Callum Bradshaw and Sean Butcher are less than half a second adrift. They're now out of the final corner. We're going to go on to lap number 7. And Butcher looks to be closing in on Bradshaw. And went and put in a 1 minute 3.214. But David Outlechner is a driver, the only driver that has just got into the 1 minute 2s. The 365 based out of Bargoed. Too far, well, he's based out of South Wales these days, but he still wears the white and red of Poland with great pride. So he should do. He's done a 1 minute 2.969. So halfway through the race, just under 7 minutes remaining. And a great battle showcasing what it's going to bring in prospect between Kai Hunter Archie Walker and Kai Rilets. Rilets started 7th. Walker started in 12th. And Hunter started on the inside of row 2. Walker is now ahead. Rilets looking to the inside now, going into turn 1. And the pair are through, but already Hunter trying to mount a counter-offensive through the very next right-hander up the hill. Now here, oh, that was close. Rilets was looking, Walker closed the door. Hunter's looking for a way through on the 374 from Belgium and gets through. Oh, that was close. Very, very close indeed, but Kai Hunter made it work, and just behind them, they've got Connor Jupp from the UK in the 335 closing in on their wheel tracks right now as we speak. And I think I did see a glimpse of a KMS Europe livery. There's Zsombor Kovács. So they go down the back straight away. Outlechner has set the fastest lap of this race, 1 minute 2.969. Not much in it between Sean Butcher and Callum Bradshaw when it comes to lap times, but the gap is now starting to extend. 1 minute 3.1 from Bradshaw, 1 minute 3.3 for Butcher. And it is all kicking off because now Rilets is ahead of Hunter, Connor Jupp is there, Zsombor Kovács is there. Might want to keep your eyes on the two drivers behind, Thomas Fleming and Fahem Mega. They complete the top 10, and at the moment, all the way down to 22nd position. Once they cross the line to complete lap number 8, the top 22 were covered by 9.7 seconds in total. We're into the last 5 minutes plus a lap. The heats are one thing, but the pre-finals and the finals are something completely different. As there is some movements happening a little bit further down the order. I think around about where Jules Roussel is. We have a look. There's Mario Sidler, Miska Kaskinen just behind. And a black and white warning flag for the 374, Kai Rilets. But this here is an interesting battle. Miska Kaskinen sweeping to the outside of Mario Sidler. Oh, nearly gets through, and Sidler parks it on the apex at the right place at the right time, not allowing Miska Kaskinen to get through. Linus Henson is in this battle just behind the fin, and then also you've got Great Britain's Kieran Kay. This is round about 13th. You've got Daniel Armstrong and then Hurtado Gonzalez. So Armstrong running as there goes Kaskinen up the inside of Sidler. Sidler looking to go through on the very next right-hander. It is a double right going onto the back straightaway. And he's saying to Kaskinen, come on, just go, push. They won't always look, Mario. They won't always look. They'll look and they'll just go, whatever, and just go for broke. Kaskinen looks over the right shoulder, a little bit further behind. There's Kieran Kay. He's looking up the inside of Janis Diak. They've got Linus Henson, who's behind them, in 18th. Linus using the new Zelos chassis from Mach 1. Announced earlier on this year, the new homologated chassis for competition. And Zsombor Kovács has got past Connor Jupp in the meantime, but the battle a little bit further back. Whole host of colours. Through into the left-hand hairpin. We've got pass there from Miska Kaskinen on Daniel Armstrong. Armstrong has shown some great performances yesterday. And today is a very different matter altogether because the pre-final, you want to get up the order as far as possible. I am keeping my eyes on the front three, though. And the top 5 covered by 3.1 seconds. Outlechner is trying to close on Butcher and Bradshaw, but at the moment the gap between the two leaders is 0.76 of a second. As Archie Walker has got Kai Rilets from Belgium in the 374, about a cart length and a bit behind, maybe make it less than that as they go down the hill. Just under 2 minutes of this race remaining, and Rilets very, very close to the 391 from KR Sports. Down the straight in the middle of the circuit into the left-hand hairpin. And just behind them, Kai Hunter still keeping ahead of Zsombor Kovács from Hungary. He's into the last 90 seconds, and there is a lunge and a half there from Zsombor Kovács, who puts it past Kai Hunter to take sixth position. But now Hunter comes straight back at him. The pair side by side across the start-finish line. Hunter pulls to the inside, waiting in the wings as Conor Jupp as they go through turn one. And Hunter keeps it pinned, stays ahead of the Hungarian. Kovács waiting for the opportunity, but Conor Jupp will spring a surprise the moment you least expect it. Get past. We're into just under the last minute, plus an additional lap of this race. Down the hill they go once again. And at the front of the field, we still have this great battle here. Archie Walker versus Kai Hillertz. So next time around, we'll go on to the penultimate lap. This is lap number 13, so a total of 15 laps of this 1.580 kilometre circuit. So Bradshaw leads them across the line. Hillertz in the slipstream of Walker out of the final corner. Farin Mega doing a pretty good job as well. He's up into ninth place as Thomas Fleming has dropped behind Jules Roussel from France in the 3:08, and the French driver rounds out the top 10. Timer has expired. So next time around we'll go on to the final lap of the pre-final. Walker still holding station ahead of Hillertz. So Walker running at the top 4 as things stand. Hillertz running at the top 5. Jules Roussel is the driver that completes the top 10. The driver completing the top 15 is Kieran Kay. Top 20, 20th position, that's the 313 of Anthony Bilou. Top 25, 25th, that's Sam Bergstein from the Netherlands, 319. And Matteo Pianezzola from Italy is the driver in 30th. So there's a lot of drivers out there. Edward Matthews, unfortunately, on lap number 11, retired from the race. The 385 with Dan Holland Racing. We're on to the final lap now. And the battle between Kai Hunter, Zsombor Kovács and Conor Jupp is reaching its inevitable conclusion. Hunter looks to have a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. Down the hill they go. Leaders making their way onto the straight in the middle of the circuit. There is Callum Bradshaw, Sean Butcher, and David Outlechner, Archie Walker, Kai Hillertz, Kai Hunter, Zsombor Kovács, and Conor Jupp. They round out the top 8 as Jules Roussel, in the meantime, has got past Farin Mega to take 9th, and the German, the 2018 Minimax champion, has actually managed to try and, well, he's just had Thomas Fleming go round the outside of him through the right-hander onto the back straightaway. But Callum Bradshaw out of the final corner, the current defending Euro Trophy champion, takes the checkered and wins the senior Rotax pre-final, 0.8 of a second ahead of Sean Butcher, with David Outlechner completing the top 3, covered by 1.75 seconds. Archie Walker rounds out the top 4 ahead of Kai Hillertz in 5th, with Kai Hunter, Zsombor Kovács, Conor Jupp, Thomas Fleming, and Miska Kaskinen up from 20th to finish in 10th place. Farin Mega in 11th ahead of Alberto Hurtado Gonzalez, Jules Roussel, Mario Sidler, Kieran Kay, Daniel Armstrong, Janis Diak, Linus Henson, and Eloy Gonzalez Moreno, with Anthony Bilou from France rounding out the top 20. The 21st, it was Mika Barthelemy ahead of Vilgot Edqvist, Alexander Abkazava, Sam Bergstein, Yashiram Jankan making it to the top 25 at the end of the race. Devian Ross, Mario Novak, Jarei Vaiello Loque, Matteo Pianezzola, Simon Gaspard, Camilo McFarlane, Ricards Vegvargas, and Maurice Schmeis being the last of the 34 drivers that crossed the line and completed 15 laps of racing, with Edward Matthews, and there is, I've just seen, Jaden Thiem's kart being pulled away by the marshals, so not a great run for Jaden Thiem, and that concludes the senior Rotax pre-final.